Welcome to the Leaders Insights podcast. Today's episode, Proving Data ROI to the Board, the Contribution Margin Method Explained. Every CDO I talk to says the same thing. The board doesn't get data value. You think that's a lie.
It's not a lie, it's an excuse. The board understands value perfectly. They don't understand your asterisk slides. When you show up with a chart about data quality scores and pipeline uptime, you've already lost because none of that appears anywhere on the profit and loss statement, the document that actually decides who gets budget.
So the failure is the CDOs, not the boards.
Entirely. I've watched chief data officers, the executives who own how a company uses its information, walk into a boardroom and speak a language nobody at the table was hired to speak. The finance people talk in contribution margin, so learn that dialect or stop complaining.
Define contribution margin, because half the audience just nodded along pretending they know.
Fair. Contribution margin is what's left from a sale after you subtract the costs that move with that sale. The shipping, the transaction fees, the cost of the goods themselves. It's the money a product contributes toward covering your fixed costs and eventually profit. Boards live and die by it.
And the method in the article ties data work to that number. How without hand-waving?
You attribute a change in margin to a specific data intervention, and you isolate it with a control group. Concrete example: a European grocery chain I worked with in 2025 built a model to reprice fresh produce as it aged, instead of dumping it at day's end. They ran it in 40 stores and held 40 stores back as a control. They repriced stores' lifted contribution margin on produce by 3.1%. That delta, multiplied across the fleet, was the number we took to the board. Not accuracy, not the model, the margin.
The obvious pushback? Correlation. How do you prove the data did that and not better weather or a promotion?
That's exactly why the control group exists. The 40 stores running the old process in the same weeks, same regions, same weather. Whatever moved both groups cancels out. What's left is the intervention. If you can't build a control, you don't have proof. You have a story. And CFOs have heard enough stories.
You sound very sure. Where does this method fall apart?
When the effect is diffuse. A customer data platform, software that stitches together everything you know about a buyer. Vendors like Segment or Twilio will show you gorgeous ROI decks. Take them with a shovel of salt. It's their marketing. The honest problem is attribution across dozens of campaigns. If 40 things touched a customer, contribution margin attribution gets murky fast. It works beautifully for a discrete decision. A price, a fraud block, a stock reorder. It struggles with vague engagement work.
So you're admitting your favorite method can't measure the fuzzy stuff.
Correct, and that's a feature. If you can't tie your data work to a margin line, maybe the work shouldn't be funded. That sentence has ended more of my pet projects than any budget cut.
Give me a number where it clearly worked.
A mid-size insurer, 2026, first quarter. Fraud detection model on claims. Control group of adjusters worked flagged claims manually. The test group got the model's ranking. The model group caught 1.8 million euros more in fraudulent payouts over the quarter, against a build cost of about 200,000 euros. 9-1. When the return is that stark, the board stops asking about the algorithm and starts asking how fast you can scale it.
What's the mistake people make even when they use this method?
They present the gross number and forget the cost of the data work itself. The engineers, the cloud bill. Show contribution margin asterisk net asterisk of what you spent to get it. Or finance will do that subtraction for you. Live in front of everyone.
One thing the listener does tomorrow morning.
Pick your single most used data product. Find one decision it changes. Set up a control group this week. Even 10 accounts held back is enough to start. In a month, you'll have a margin delta, not an opinion. That's the whole game.
Margin, not opinion. We'll end there. Done. Want to know where you actually stand? Take the CDO self-assessment at mba-training.com.